Hey everybody, what I want to show you today is my LM317 circuit, which obtains 0 volts through a really simplistic approach. So as you can see here, the output voltage of this circuit is currently 0 volts. So let's go into how this circuit works, and what we have here is our DC input, which is actually coming from a variable DC power supply, and that's running into the LM317. Right here for our adjustment, we have a 560 ohm resistor and a 10K pot configured to look like a rheostat. And what we have is basically something that will get us to 1.25 volts, because the reference voltage for an LM317 is always the 1.25 volts. So what our solution here is a rather simple approach, and we use 2 diodes. And what the diodes do is they eat up some of the voltage, 0.7 for each diode. So what you get here is 1.4 volts, which deducted from the 1.25 equals negative 1.5, but as we know we can't get a negative voltage from this, so it's actually 0. So that's how we are able to configure the LM317 for a 0 volt output. Okay, so right here on my oscilloscope we have it set to a DC coupling, so it's going to be measuring the DC output of this actual circuit. So if we set this to its max, I have the output voltage set to 5.8 volts, so the LM317 is now producing a lot less than that, because you got to remember that the voltage being put through this is going to be restricted now by the diodes. So if we lower it, we obtain 0 volts, but as you see, the only major consequence to this circuit is the fact that we actually eat up the output voltage. Now of course, if you need to obtain that 1.4 volts, what you can do is actually just make a bypass switch, so when you want to obtain it, you just flick the switch, and vice versa. So what I want to show you here is the actual output of the circuit. So I got this across a resistive load of 470 ohms, and I have this set to the bottom, so we should be getting a reading of 0. But as you can see here, in practical application, we don't get our desired goal, and we get about 19 millivolts. So if you threw another diode into this circuit, you'd probably obtain what you're looking for. So even though this circuit does have its flaws, it's a really simplistic approach to actually obtain that 0 volts. Anyways guys, thanks for watching, have yourselves a great day.